settle? 30 seconds. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiowa, and Sugary peoples. My name is Ann Lakaitis, and I will be the worship assistant this morning for our minister, Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation, which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all our visitors and members, we're very glad you're here, in person or with us online, and we hope to see you again. Your presence is a gift to us. Our announcements for this Sunday: our CUPS group, Covenant of UU Pagans, will have a Beltane observance 1 week from today at 2 p.m. here at the University Gathering. You are invited to bring a flower for the altar, as well as any drums or rattles if you have them. You may also bring a snack to share. Everyone is welcome to join us. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you are on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer than when you arrived.
Hear now these words from Adina Danoth. We light this chalice for the earth, of which we are all a part. We pledge to care for what it needs and hold it in our heart. Please join me now in singing the words to lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our call to worship found in your bulletin. Creative Spirit, source of life and love, we give thanks for the beauty of this day and for the company of those assembled here.
Thank you for the reasons of change, clearing our heads and bringing fresh ideas. May they cleanse our minds of impressions and isms of us.
Thank you for the flame of hope, the heat of righteous anger, the warmth of compassion, and the fire of commitment. May they bubble the cauldrons of transformation.
Thank you for oceans of love, rivers of connection, tears of relief, and pools of serenity. May healing waters flow over us and through us and among us, wearing down the sharp rocks of despair to bring joy in the morning.
Thank you for the good earth beneath us, around us, and within us. May we take this clay and co-create a new realm of justice and beauty. Thank you for all these and more. We accept our gifts and commit to building, sculpting, painting, singing, and dancing them to life, to abundant life. So be it. Blessed be. Amen. Our first hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. Please be seated and invite any of our young ones to come forward for our Time for All Ages. Good morning. How are y'all today? Good. Now, there's a couple of you I have not met yet. My name's Reverend Amy. I'm the minister here. And for those of y'all who are used to seeing Miss Madia, who normally does this, Miss Madia is sick today, so she's home. So I know y'all want her to get better, don't you?
Yes.
So, yes. So, well, we are celebrating something very special here today at the church. It's something called Earth Day. Have y'all heard of Earth Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? It's your preschool. Some of y'all went to preschool, talked about it. It was a few days ago. Yes, I'm glad y'all have so much energy and know so much about this day. So what is Earth Day?
Earth Day is a day that you decide to clean up your earth and you make your earth a better place.
Oh, that is a great answer. Yes. So what do you think Earth Day is? No, okay. Just like raise your hand. Anyone else want to add something? Yes.
Earth Day is when you clean up and you love your parents.
And you love your parents too. Wow, that's a nice something to do. And especially a lot of times we call the earth Mother Earth because the earth gives us so much. What kind of things do you think the earth gives to us? Yes.
Food.
Food, yeah. We grow our food in the earth.
My trees.
The trees, yeah. We can see some of the trees out here, and they help give us oxygen so we can breathe. What other kind of things does the earth give to us?
Water.
Water, absolutely. That's very important. Yes.
And you know that it's on the planet that water, rocks, and lava and water.
That is right. Lava, rocks, and water. Did I get all that? Okay. So, there are so many wonderful things that Earth gives to us, and it makes us really happy, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we're really happy about that. So today we want to remember that and be thankful, and also give back to the Earth. Let the Earth know that we love it and that we appreciate it. Now, after the service today, and some of y'all are going to go and I think Miss Cindy in just a moment over here has some more things to talk about the earth with you today. But during the service, at the end of the service, all the adults sitting here are going to get a little strip of paper, not paper, sorry, cotton cloth. Okay, I went by Joanne's and cut up some strips of cloth the other night. So I'm going to ask all your families, people who are here with you, to get one of these for you. And so later on today, after you go home, I want you to do something with this little strip of paper. Cloth, I keep saying paper, cloth, okay. I want you to tie it to a tree or to maybe something you see outside, like a bench or just somewhere outside. And in the coming days, every time you walk by this little piece of cloth, there's something I want you to say. Say, thank you, Earth, I love you.
Thank you.
Or-
I love you.
That is good practice. Okay, so we're going to do that later today. Thank you all so much for talking to me. I've enjoyed talking with you, and I think Miss Cindy and Miss Diane will help you know where to go next. Yes. For those of you watching the live stream, we're just going to give it a moment for our young ones to figure out where they're going. So, yes, we all need absolutely right, Gail. We all need a moment to figure out where we're going sometimes, don't we? Yes. Sometimes more than a moment. I need more of that sometimes. So at this point in the service, we are entering into our time for ritual and sacred sharing. We share joys, sorrows, concerns, and milestones. So we have candles we are going to light this morning. The first one we'll light is for Cindy M., who attends our Salisbury gathering. Cindy's father died in recent days. He'd been ill for a while, but we want to remember her and her family. Also for Ron F., who attends our Salisbury gathering. He is in some critical stages in dealing with cancer. We light the candle for him. For Susan B., with ongoing health concerns. And then for Kevin Cobble, who is was the spouse of a former member, and I know some of y'all who've been here for a while would remember him, and he passed this past week as well. Today we also light a candle for our earth, that we might best care for it as we observe Earth Day today. We light a candle for the immediate relief of the people of Gaza, for all who've been impacted by the earthquake in Myanmar and surrounding areas, for ongoing recovery efforts for everyone impacted by Hurricane Helene and the fires in California, for all areas of violence around the world, especially Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. And we light a candle for our country, that we might be joined together to continue to work towards creating a society which is filled with love and empathy, civil rights, human rights, and justice for all people. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you are called to do so, as you feel called to do so. We have our prayer stand, and there are empty prayer cards. You may fill one out and place it on the prayer stand. You may light a candle of your own joy or concern. We also have our shared water here, and you may place a stone in that water together. So as you feel called to do so, I invite you to come along the far wall and then participate in any of these sacred acts that you would like to do so. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts this morning as well. Now, at this time, we will have a period of quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. And during this period of silence, I invite you to, as you settle more firmly into your seat and breathe more deeply, to imagine that you are more connected to the earth, that your feet are grounded to the dirt somewhere beneath the wood and the stone, and that you are breathing in the wonderful oxygen that the earth gives to us. And as you settle more into your body and into this connection with the earth, breathe in the joy that the earth offers us every moment. And breathe out joy to share in thanksgiving for this earth.
Our wisdom reading this morning is a selected reading from How to Find Joy and Meaning in Each Hour of the Day by Thich Nhat Hanh. Waking up this morning, I see the blue sky. I join my hands in thanks for the many wonders of life, for having 24 brand new hours. The sun is rising on the forest, and so is my awareness. I walk across the field of sunflowers, tens of thousands of flowers waving at me. My awareness is like the sunflower. My hands are sowing seeds for the next harvest. My ear is hearing the sounds of the rising tide on the magnificent sky. I see clouds approaching with joy from many directions. I can see the fragrant lotus ponds on my homeland. I can see the coconut trees along the rivers. I can see the rice fields stretch their shoulders, laughing at the sun and the rain. Mother Earth gives me coriander, basilicum, and celery. Tomorrow, the hills and mountains of the country will be green again. Tomorrow, the buds of life will grow quickly. The folk poetry will be as sweet as the songs of the children. The whole family of humans will sing together with me in my work.
So, as most of you are aware, our theme for this month has been joy. And so, here on the last Sunday of April, we're combining an Earth Day observance with this theme. Joy is crucial in our work in caring for creation. Now, in recent years, one of my favorite people that I've enjoyed reading her work and listening to her podcasts and things like that and helping to care for creation is Dr. Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson. I first encountered her in the pandemic. She was supposed to speak early, I guess about 5 years ago now. She was supposed to speak at Wake Forest University in person, and we ended up doing that virtually. And her presence, if you get a chance to look at a video of her, she exudes joy just automatically. And even as I was sitting at my home, 5 years ago, watching this screen, and we didn't know what was happening, what was going to happen in our world, the joy that she exuded from the first moments of her talk calmed me and filled me with hope. Now, Dr. Johnson is a marine biologist, a policy expert, and a writer. And she is the founder and CEO of Ocean Collective, which is a consulting firm for conservation solutions grounded in social justice. She has become a leader in this movement to bring together diverse and often overlooked voices in the work of caring for creation. And she's edited 2 very wonderful books. The first is All We Can Save, and What If We Get It Right? Now, what is unique about her approach and her leadership is that she focuses on joy and hope. Joy and hope. Now, all of us have heard the dire warnings about the ramifications of continuing to abuse the natural world around us. And we're already seeing horrific impacts from climate change. From 1,000-year flood events, record-setting number of tornadoes throughout the middle part of this country, never seen before, devastating fires. It's so easy for us to fall into fear and catastrophizing. Now, Dr. Johnson is far more aware of the impact of not caring for the earth than any of us sitting here. But she firmly believes that the best, perhaps the only way to combat this is with joy and hope. Hope is fed by joy. Hope is fed by joy. Now, as I was reflecting on Dr. Johnson's wonderful work, I also thought of someone who lives not too far from us in Durham, the groundbreaking work by the author Adrienne Marie Brown. And some of you might have read her sci-fi, right? Incredible stuff here. Now, both Johnson and Brown are Black women who have chosen to focus on love, joy, and hope for the future. Love, joy, and hope for the future. In Brown's book, Pleasure Activism, she explores how when activism feels joyful, we are far more likely to stay engaged with it. And think about that. When we feel some joy and hope, we're much more likely to stay engaged than if we're operating from a fear mentality. Because being joyful and hopeful, that is based upon our values. The values we hold true as Unitarian Universalists, and the values which are dear to us and how we choose to live our lives each day. It's that kind of joy and hope which sustains us for the long run of the work of caring for our earth. Brown writes in her book, Pleasure Activism, "I believe all organizing is science fiction, that we are shaping the future we long for. We are shaping the future we long for and have not yet experienced. Climate hope isn't just about joyfully dreaming of the future. It's about appreciating what I have found joy in today as well." We care for our earth when we find joy in the here and now. We care for our earth when we find joy in the here and now, in our current interactions, instead of just wistfully dreaming for the future. So how do we find joy, deep, abiding joy in the earth? The kind of joy that enables us to sustainably work towards caring for it. We do so by recognizing that joy is rooted in connection. Joy is rooted in connection. Now think about anything that really brings us joy in life. We want to be connected. Doesn't matter if we're a big introvert, we still need that connection. It might be the connection we have with another person, even people, not just our closest loved ones, but people we don't even know well, that we might only see once. It might be a connection with a place we love, or with a favorite book or song. We want to be present and connected with what is before us. So I'd like to offer just a few tangible things we can do to be connected with the earth in the here and now, so that we might be present to the joy the earth offers us every day. These are just a few short things. I'm sure if we open this up for discussion, we could have lots and lots of ways that we can be present to the joy that we have in being connected to the earth today. So firstly, we can spend time each day being present in creation. We can spend time each day being present in creation, just being. We notice the small things, like the ladybug on a small leaf, the wind blowing the leaves of a tree, or we feel the earth beneath our feet or touching our fingers. We can appreciate the smell of a fragrant bush. Noticed on my walk I do by my home, which is right in the middle of the city, okay? But it's a nice walk with lots of trees and all sorts of nature. There was a little robin that crossed my path 3 different times on that walk. And I was so appreciative of that robin's presence and the connection with that bird during those few minutes of my walk. So firstly, we can spend time being present in creation. Secondly, we can invite creation into our homes. Now, our homes, wherever it is we live, it's where we spend a significant amount of time, right? A whole lot of time. So having moments of creation present in our homes can bring us joy. Now, it might just be having a flower in a vase. And I hope that all of you, after flower communion last week, took home your flower and had it there before you. Or it might be having colors that we find in nature just popping up at different places in our home. Maybe we've painted walls, something that, like we have here, this beautiful green that reminds us of nature. Or it might be just a small little picture or a pillow. It might be that we listen to bird songs on the internet, on YouTube. Any of these small moments of presence while we are in our home can fill us with joy. So we can spend time each day being present in creation. We can bring creation into our homes. And thirdly, we can take consistent and ongoing action to care for our creation. Now, there are so many things we can do, both big and small. We can recycle, eat less meat, buy less items, provide financial support for organizations which are focused on caring for the earth. And it's too easy for people, and I know I've heard people, I've even said it myself at times, think, well, what does using my metal straw this one time, what difference does that make when, big corporations are doing so much to destroy the earth? No action is ever wasted. No action, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Because every time I pull out metal straw out of my purse, and sometimes I forget it's there or get in a hurry, right? It changes me. That's a moment of hope and joy that I'm claiming. And every little thing that we do, no matter how small or how big, brings us joy, gives thanks for the earth, and it all adds up into something much bigger than that one moment. So we can spend time each day being present in creation. We can bring creation into our homes. We take consistent action to care for creation. And fourthly, we can pray, meditate, hold space, light a candle, anything that brings presence, so that we give thanks for all that creation does for us. Now, as we take these actions, as we give thanks for all the earth offers us, it creates space for joy. All these little moments, like the meditation that we just had, being connected to the earth, that gives us joy. And lastly, we write and create art. And it may not feel like art to us, but some kind of embodied creative activity which connects us, finds joy in creation. Now, I grew up not too far from the Joyce Kilmer Memorial Forest in the western part of the state. A few of y'all been there? A little bit, few, okay. It's this amazing old growth forest. And Joyce Kilmer and I think I was 30 before I realized Joyce Kilmer was a man. He was a young soldier in World War I. He wrote this poem that I bet a number of you have heard. And I can remember being present in that old-growth forest and remembering these words. I think I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree. Right? Y'all have heard it yet. A tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast. A tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray. A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair. Upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. So because you heard a preview in our Time for All Ages, that I have something special for you today. Little strip of cloth. I don't know why I kept calling it paper, but so this, just when I was looking for some scrap fabric at Joann's, and I am not a crafty person, y'all. I can barely sew a button, so I never go in places like that more than once or twice a year. I found this beautiful green, blue and green strip, and it's actually people or a figure in different yoga poses. So you might be able to take some of that. Now the ushers, and if y'all want to go ahead and start passing them out, as they're passing out the baskets, take one strip of this cloth. And then I invite you to take it home with you. And of course, if you've got little ones, please take some for them. And we should have plenty of extra. I just kept cutting and cutting while I was watching a baking show the other night. So, but take this home for you. Take this home with you. And then find a place outside where you know you're going to see it. And it might be outside a window where you know you're going to see that. Either tie it on a branch or maybe on a fence or a piece of railing, just somewhere where you will see it on a regular basis in the coming days. And every time you see it, I invite you to say these words. I am filled with joy for the earth. Okay, I invite you to say it with me now. I am filled with joy for the earth. And any of you who are watching live stream virtual, if you want a strip of this, I will happily either deliver it to your home or mail it. I will get it to you. You also can find your own strip of cloth. I know we have some wonderful people who really know how to quilt and sew in this congregation as well. I am filled with joy for the earth. Now, I'd like to leave you with these words from Robin Wall Kimmerer, wonderful indigenous writer. Even a wounded world is feeding us. Even a wounded world is feeding us. Even a wounded world holds us, giving us moments of wonder and joy. I choose joy over despair. Not because I have my head in the sand, but because joy is what the earth gives me daily. And I am called to return that gift. Let's go forth with joy. Joy that enables us to care for the earth and return the wonderful gift it has given us. Amen.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
That was lame. Can we try that again? Good morning. That's better. Most of you know who I am, but for those who do not, my name is Ann Auger, and I am the pianist and choral supervisor here at the church. Today, our wonderful choir will be singing Down to the River, a traditional American song that is described as a hymn, an African-American spiritual, an Appalachian song, and a Southern gospel song. It was first published as The Good Old Way in Slave Songs of the United States in 1867, and many different versions have been published since. The original version of this song uses the words down in the river instead of to the river, and there are a couple theories surrounding the original words. The first and most obvious reason is that this song is often used in outdoor baptisms performed in a body of water. The second reason has to do with a possible coded message for victims of slavery. When enslaved people escaped, they would often walk in the river because the water would cover the scent of the bounty hunters' dogs. Similarly, the starry crown could refer to navigating their escape by the stars. Most of all, this song is about joy, the joy that we feel for the earth, the joy we feel while singing and making music, and hopefully the joy you will feel by listening. Thank you.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, come on down, don't you want to go down? Come on, mothers, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way.
Thank you all. That was great. We appreciate it. Time for giving. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us. A community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we are sharing our offering plate with Happy Roots. Happy Roots is a nonprofit organization providing nature-based therapeutic and educational services to enhance the well-being of the community and the environment. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, and you are always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for the generous gifts of your Spirit, gifts which enable us to continue to live out our values so that we might help make this world a better place. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn, and this is found in our Teal hymnal, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Thank you.
Now, before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for all the many volunteers who helped make our service possible today. I also ask that if you can leave your hymnals on the cart near the piano after the service, that is always a big help. Now let us conclude as we do each Sunday with a moment to give thanks, either verbally for all to hear or in our hearts for the many things for which we are grateful today.
I'm always grateful for the time we spend together because I get so busy doing things and I forget to just say thanks. And I come here and I'm grateful for this place and all the people here.
Yeah, grateful for the time we get to spend together here and all the people here. Yes, thank you. Yes.
I'm grateful for teachers and the difference that they make in the lives of children.
Yes, for teachers and the difference they make in the lives of children.
I'm grateful for flowers because they always make me happy and forget the pain that I have.
Yes, for flowers that always make us happy.
When I look down at the floor, a lot of people think, oh, it's a nice floor, but it's actually history because I remember my husband and others helping to put down the floor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's wonderful, Gail. Yes, looking at the floor here in our wonderful sanctuary and remembrance of people who helped put down this beautiful wooden floor.
I'm thankful for the choir and Ann.
Yes, for the choir and Anne, absolutely. Yes. Well, we give thanks for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts today. Let us go forth, filled with joy for the earth which holds us and gives us life. Amen. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light and its warmth and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go forth in joy, believe in joy, create joy wherever we wander. May it be so. Now for our closing song, we form a circle, and you are welcome to hold hands if you would like to, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.